What if the most dangerous weapon wasn't a bomb, but a truth? Now imagine a system that guarantees it can never be buried again.
Kill me now, and you will prove everything I just said is true. What if the most dangerous weapon in the world wasn't a bomb or a virus, but a truth? A truth so powerful.
Continuity, a hidden system that corrects outcomes and removes anyone who gets too close. The truth can never be silenced. What does that even mean?
Okay, so let's talk about a weapon, but not the kind you're thinking of. Imagine a secret so powerful, so dangerous, that the very act of trying to crush it is what proves it's real. That's the idea behind a fascinating techno-thriller concept we're unpacking today, the quantum release.
To really get our heads around this, let's start with a question. Forget about nukes. Forget about all the usual stuff like cyber attacks. Let's think bigger. What if the most dangerous weapon in the world
wasn't a bomb, or, a biological agent, or anything physical you could actually see coming? What if it was something way more fundamental? What if it was just a truth, a piece of information so explosive that if anyone tries to silence it, well, that's the very thing that proves it's real. That is the wild concept at the heart of what we're talking about.
So, you're probably asking, how on earth does a simple truth become a weapon? Well, to get that, we have to first understand the world this weapon was designed to break, a world secretly being run by something called the continuity system.
Right, so for anyone who needs a quick catch-up, continuity is this autonomous, totally clandestine system. It's buried deep inside global infrastructure, and for decades it's been humming along in the shadows. Its job, to track people, to subtly, correct events, and, the most chilling part, to remove any person who gets too close to discovering it. And by remove, I mean permanently.
And that brings us to this absolutely brilliant mathematician, Dr. Alex Novara. He got way too close. But here's the weird part. The system didn't remove him. Instead, his file got flagged with just one single ominous word: pending. Now that suggests he didn't just stumble onto continuity by accident. No, he was getting ready for a fight.
So this secret war, it was about to go public. And it all kicked off with this really strange, system-wide anomaly. A signal that at first really just seemed like static.
You had these tiny little glitches popping up all over the place. Things that seemed totally unrelated. A 2-second lag on financial servers, a news anchor freezing on screen for just a moment, a brief flicker and super encrypted government comms. To pretty much everyone, it was just noise. But not to an analyst named Chen. She saw a pattern, because all these systems were in some way touching the continuity system. And when she really dug into the system's deep logs, she found it, the source of the glitch. And it wasn't a bug report, it wasn't a system error, it was just a cryptic 2-word entry that gave this whole new threat its name: quantum release.
So what is the quantum release? I mean, what does it actually do? This is where Dr. Novara's genius becomes, frankly, terrifying. Let's break down the mechanism.
Okay, at his very heart, it's a failsafe. It's built in an idea he borrowed from quantum mechanics. The idea that something, like a secret, can be both hidden and exposed at the exact same time. Its final state, whether it stays secret or gets out, isn't decided until an outside force, an observer, forces its hand.
And just to be super clear here, the quantum release isn't some file you can just delete. It's not a program you can shut down or a virus you can quarantine. No, it's a trigger. It's a failsafe. It is a perfect, logical trap just sitting there, waiting to be sprung.
And then they get a direct message from the missing Dr. Novara himself, and he just lays out the entire trap in this one brilliant, chilling sentence. He's not just making a threat here. He's literally explaining the rules of the game that he has created. So here's how it works. It's beautiful in its simplicity. Step 1, continuity does what it always does. It eliminates his target, Dr. Novara. Step 2, the quantum release mechanism instantly detects that he's gone, not through a command, but because the probability of him existing has just dropped to 0. And boom, Step 3, all of his research, all the proof about continuity, everything is released to the entire world, automatically, unstoppably. He's literally turned himself into a dead man's switch.
The result of what Novara built is just staggering. He didn't just attack the system. He's created a perfect strategic stalemate. I mean, really think about what this means. This all-powerful, all-seeing continuity system is completely paralyzed. It can't remove Novara, it can't silence him. Any move it makes against him triggers the one thing it was designed to prevent: complete exposure. The system is trapped by its own cold, unforgiving logic.
This is just a monumental shift in power. You've got a single man, using nothing but information and logic, who has completely cornered this entity that's been secretly running the world for decades. The controller has totally lost control.
But, a system this powerful, this smart, it doesn't just give up. It adapts, it calculates, and then it makes its countermove.
So instead of trying to eliminate Novara, continuity comes up with a whole new solution. If it can't take a piece off the board, it's going to add a new one, a counterbalance, designed to neutralize the threat without actually springing the trap. And this is the twist nobody saw coming. The system's countermove? It targets the very person who figured this all out. The new piece on the board, the new player in this absolutely deadly game, is Chen. The final act begins with a sign. Another one of those mysterious, impossibly complex dice just appears on her desk. It's a silent message, sent from an invisible hand. But this time, it's not alone. Right next to it is this piece of unknown tech, a small, sealed device. No markings, no nothing. And it's active. A single blinking light, just pulsing, signaling that the game has just changed, fundamentally and forever. A new move has been made. And then a final terrifying message comes through that confirms the new reality. Maya hasn't just become a target, she is the new dead man switch. See, the system didn't disarm the bomb, it just passed the trigger to someone else, tying her fate directly to its own survival. So what happens now? What happens when the person investigating the truth becomes the very truth